Skip it up and that up. So I think it's safe to say that the separation of voice actor David Hayter, who voiced Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid series, and Hideo Kojima has not been very amicable. There has been like indirect jabs taken back and forth, like on Twitter and other social media for the past year or so. But David Hayter has been pretty silent about it. He hasn't directly talked about what happened with him no longer being the voice of Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid series. But finally, he is speaking up, and he is making it very clear that he is pissed off and not happy about what happened. Now, Hayter said that he bumped into a producer of Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, at a recording studio, and he was told by Konami that they were just going in a different direction, and that's basically all they told him. He then, though, spoke to casting director for Metal Gear, Chris Zimmerman, and this is what he said to Hayter. We're going forward, but it looks like they are going to try to replace you. They tried to do that before, and it never worked. They tried to get voice matches, and it never happened. Now, Hayter said he's known for a while, the writing has been on the wall, that Kojima was trying to replace him as the voice actor. There's been friction between them for a while. As a matter of fact, Hayter said this: I had to re-audition for Metal Gear 3 to play Naked Snake. They made me re-audition to play Old Snake, and the whole time they were trying to find somebody else to do it. I heard that Kojima asked one of the producers on Metal Gear 3 to ask Kurt Russell if he would take over for that game. He didn't want to do it. Now, Hayter also mentions that he loved working on the Metal Gear series. He just wishes that the professional environment was, well, more professional. And he goes on now to talk about Kiefer Sutherland, and this is what he has to say about that. I don't have any ill will toward Kiefer Sutherland or anything like that. The whole thing could have been handled better and a little bit more respectfully, but I'm not going to cry about it. And he was asked if he did play the Phantom Pain, and this is how he replied to that. That'll be 60 hours of humiliation. Damn. He then goes on to talk about Kojima, Hideo Kojima. I've got no particular love for Kojima. I don't feel any need to go back and work with him again. And Hayter finally ends with this: if it were my choice, I would do this role forever, referring to Solid Snake. To hear anyone else's voice coming from Snake's battered throat makes me a little ill, to be honest. Now I'm going to look at both sides of the coin with this. I'm going to look at Hayter's side, and I'm going to look at Kojima's side. Let's look at Hayter's first. I can understand why he's upset. He's been doing the Metal Gear series for a very long time. He started with Metal Gear Solid. He then did Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes. This is not in true order. He voiced the Super Smash Bros. Brawl when there was a Snake appearance in there. Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. All right, he went on to do Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. He's been doing it for a real long time, man. So this role has been with him, and I'm sure it's more than just money to him. He really enjoys it. And I'm sure when he was let go of being Solid Snake, something he identified with that character, it must have been very frustrating, especially since it's been such a big part of his life. But on the flip side of that, I've been in the entertainment industry before even Review Tech USA enough to know, and this is what I've been taught, is that the industry owes you nothing. And what I mean by that is the creator of the game, Hideo Kojima, and one of the people behind the Metal Gear series, he's going to do in his best interest what he thinks is best for the game. Okay? If he feels that he could get a voice actor he thinks fits the next iteration of Metal Gear that he's making, he's allowed to do that. You know, I understand Hayter's frustration, especially when you've put your heart and soul into something for so long, but Kojima owes him nothing if he wanted to get, I know, for example, Kurt Russell that was what, in Kojima's mind, from what I've read, that is who he pictured when he created Solid Snake. He pictured Kurt Russell, so in his mind, that would be the perfect fit. I was thinking of Kurt Russell when I created Solid Snake. I would love for Kurt Russell to voice Snake instead of David Hayter. That was my initial vision to begin with. So it may have not even been anything personal, David. It just he wanted to do what artistically thought was right for the game. I've seen it happen all the time, and it's what I've been taught. You can't, and the thing is too, even if it was like, there's times that you could be casted for something, and I know David Hayter has a hell of a lot more experience than me, but I just know because I've seen this before where someone may just simply just not fucking like you. You know what I'm saying? They may not like how you trim your beard. They may not like your hair. They may think your ass is too wide. They may, not like the fact that even if you wear a turtleneck, chest hair is popping out from your neck. It's just stupid things, and that's their choice. They can have whatever reason they want to for not wanting to cast you in something. Now, I can understand, like I said, he's been a huge part of Metal Gear, and I didn't like some of the jabs that I saw like Kojima taking under the table, kind of like indirectly, like, oh, we needed someone for Metal Gear Solid 5 who could voice Snake that had better facial expressions. You don't do that stuff where you're kind of taking an indirect jab and you're questioning the quality of work. You're trying to throw the quality of work under the fire, or over the fire, I should say, that Hayter did. Because come on, Kojima, you had him for a shit ton of iterations of your game. You must have saw something in Hayter. Stop that crap. And it was funny. I remember David Hayter coming back at him, showing a picture. I believe it was on Twitter. Don't quote me on that, but I saw the picture where Hayter was like, and he showed like little beads on his face when they do facial capturing. And he was like, oh yeah, I can't do facial expressions, huh? Funny, because that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, that was kind of, below the belt what Kojima did there, but it is what it is. Maybe there is something else that happened behind the scenes that neither of them want to talk about. That's why I don't like each other. Maybe, who knows? Maybe Hayter did something to Kojima that he didn't like. We won't know that part. Or Kojima did something really nasty to him that Hayter won't talk about. We'll never know that part. Shit happens in business all the time. But the reality of it is, I don't know what happened there. And when someone creates something to a degree, at least when there's no contracts involved, or even when there is contracts involved, they have a right to do what they feel is best from an artistic standpoint for the product or project that they're working on. And if Kojima saw something different than using Hayter as the voiceover actor for Snake, he had the right to do that. Again, there may have been other stuff behind the scenes we don't know about, and I have no ill will towards David Hayter. I'm just saying this stuff happens all the time. And, it is what it is. I wish Hayter the best of luck. I'm sure he's in a decent financial position from all the work he did in the Metal Gear series, and I'm sure he still has a bright future ahead of him. This is Rich, Review Tech USA, signing out. Have a good one.